Hi, guys. How are you today? Oh my God, time to talk hot topics. We got some really good hot topics we're going to talk about today. First, we're going to talk about YouTube uh, drama that's going on YouTube. I'm going to give a statement on my thoughts about the John Yates using the N word. And then I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk about Jennie from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City uh, having racist tweets. It's insane. It's really insane. Then we're going to talk about, oh my God, I never thought the day would come when I could talk about this. Uh, Kris Jenner is expected to replace Lisa Rinna. I can't believe it, people. I can't believe it. And then we're going to talk about Wendy Williams. Oof, poor Wendy. So let me go ahead, play my intro, allow more people into the room, and then we'll get right into it. Hi guys, how are you? Hello, everybody. How are you today? First, let me start by saying, if you haven't already signed up for Perry's Hotline, please don't forget to do this. This hotline has become so valuable. It's not even funny. I mean, people contact us all day long and we end up getting information just like that. And so if you haven't signed up, go ahead and do that. The phone number is, and if you are out of the country, you have to dial it this way: 1-702-553-3288. Now let's get into some hard topics here. I think it was a couple days ago. I don't know when this whole John Yates thing happened, but it was brought to my attention yesterday by Perry, V, and Andrea. And I have something to say about it. But before I say anything about it, I want you guys to know I am currently actively in 2 lawsuits with John Yates. 1, I'm suing him for breach of contract. 2, we're being sued by Lita and Eric from 90 Day Fiance. So I have to be really careful what I say. But so I'm going to say what I can say. So I seen the video. He said the N word 4 times. I want everyone to know this. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. I'm a wife of 30 years, and I'm a business owner. But before all of that, I am a proud African American woman. And I'm old enough to know what that word represents. It represents a dark time in African Americans' history, but even more, American history. It's a dark time for our country. Represented hate. At the end of the day, that word is not to be used, period. Because of what it represents. I'm not down for it. It's ugly. And so that's how I feel about it. I would go into it more, but it's just not a smart thing to do. But everyone needs to know nobody wants their race talked about. Not Black people, not white people, not Asian people, Jennie. This leads me into my next story. Jennie from the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You had a fit when Mary Cosby called you slanted eyes, because for you and your people, those are trigger words. Me and my people, N-word, never to be used, especially if you're not Black. I think when somebody goes after somebody's race, this is just now I'm on to my main stories. It's the lowest of the low thing you can do. You're really trying to hurt somebody. You're really trying to get a low blow in there. It's just, we're all adults. Even if you're not an adult, like children don't do things like that. It's just adults. We teach them how to hate. We teach them how to act. They don't act that way. It's the low down adults that choose to act that way. Sorry, guys. Thank you. I got it. And Jennie, and for her to even be offended herself, then you turn around and do other people. So let me tell you what Black people, not other people, Black people. And listen to this. You have those low blows in every race. I have to also remind you, you have other races that help. Like when Black people march, there are white people there helping us. Not everybody in the people that choose to go low and below the belt and be racist, they're the bottom feeders of the race. They know damn well that's not right. But it's people that really want to bring hatred into the world and ignorance. It's just so bad. Let me tell you what they found on Jennie's social media. And by the way, I don't have any respect for any races. I just don't. Okay, so someone put this little slideshow together. These are postings from her own Instagram. And they said, do you guys realize there's a demographic thing here? Black people. Black people. Let's go through them. It's terrible. It's terrible. And by the way, well, let me read what she said. So I don't know what this one means. I'm pretty sure they are not so proud, such a low life. I don't know what that meant. That one I didn't get. But the rest of them I got. If the police are going to be defunded, so should welfare, food stamps, and free medical care. If you don't need police, you can't take care of yourself on every level. Picture of Kamala Harris. She will be an inspiration to young girls by showing that if you sleep with the right powerful, connected man, then you too can play second fiddle to a man with dementia. It's basically a Cinderella story. And you got to listen to them all because it seems to be a thing here. The animals in this picture, they're all Black. Below, carjacked, then raped Christopher Newsom, cut off his penis, then set him on fire and fatally shot him several times while he forced his girlfriend to watch. Picture of the little white girl at the top, asking her to apologize for slavery. Then the bottom says, it's like asking her to apologize for Pearl Harbor. Give a Democrat a fish and he'll eat for a day. Teach a Democrat to fish and he'll steal your rod, take your wallet, sexually assault the fish, and then blame President Trump. Only make vaccine in suppository form. I want the Democrats to shove it up their A's. President Trump was being accused of a software glitch, giving him more points than he should. She was proud of that. She says, share this if you will not be watching Michelle and Barack Obama's Netflix series. Next one. Hundreds of Blacks shot and many killed, including children, by other Blacks every week. Over 1,000 officers violently injured, some permanently by rioters and artists rioting in major cities every night. This one, she's personally attacking the Black Lives Matter movement, which has caused billions of dollars of destruction to private and public property. And you think police officers are the problem? Are you an idiot? Oh my God, I can't even watch this picture of George Floyd being murdered. She says, cops' laws make bombshell claims in George Floyd's case. Body cam shows Floyd ingesting fatal amount of drugs before arrest. He died of an overdose. I'm sick of people saying cops need more training. You had 18 years to teach your kids it's wrong to loot, steal, set buildings ablaze. She's talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. Block traffic, laser people's eyes, overturn cars, destroy buildings, and attack citizens. Who failed who? No, that's not my family. That's how many rioters I have. Talking about the Black Lives Matter movement. As a whole, this is offensive to any African Americans. Most African Americans claim Democrat. You're on a national television show in which you get upset because someone said you have beautiful slanted eyes. Mary Cosby said you have beautiful slanted eyes. You gave the shoes back. Remember that, Jenny? Remember that? But you have time to attack post after post after post the African American community. No words. What did I say earlier? When you attack somebody's race, this is a deeper kind of low for me. What are you doing? And you know you're guilty because you did not release a statement. You discontinued your comments and you didn't take down the post. It's been up good 10 hours now. I wasn't too fond of you to begin with, but I thought it was wrong when Mary kept calling you slanted eyes and she knew that that offended you. You don't attack anybody's race. Only the lowest of the low do that. You are a pretty, petite, supposedly rich bottom feeder. Shame on you. Shame on you, Jenny. Where's your statement? Why are the posts still up? She does not deserve a second season on The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. You don't give this kind of person a platform. Andy Cohen, you're getting just outright ridiculous at this point with your casting. What is going on with you? You got criminals. You got thieves. You got cult leaders. Openly racist people. Andy Cohen, get your shit together. This is not a joke anymore. You guys should come out and say something about this. Or are you waiting for another storyline? Like you did Erica, like you did Mary, like it's just, we'll talk. Let me move on before I strangle someone. Let me move on. Okay, next let's talk about, oh my God. Oh, let's talk about this. Lisa Rinna. Oh, Lisa Rinna. What did I do with this? Okay. I've heard about this for a couple months now, but I didn't want to get too excited. You know what I mean? Because Lisa Rinna has been coming back season after season after season. Hold on, let me try to put this up. I keep hitting the wrong buttons here. And so, you know, we've heard before, they're getting rid of Lisa Rinna. But I did say this, they had too many housewives, someone had to go. Okay. Rumors are it's going to be Lisa Rinna. And not only is she going to go, they're going to replace her with, wait for it, Kris Jenner. We haven't heard from her in years, people. I wonder what she's up to. Kardashian. Wow. Well, I guess it's in a step in the right direction. I guess. I mean, right? Listen, I don't care. The Kardashians are overexposed, but so is Rinna. I needed to shake it up. I need to, But the plan is they're going to do it slowly. They're going to pull a Vicky Gunvalson. Andy Cohen is just, is he a brilliant businessman or is he just the lowest of the low? He just wants to make sure when he fires you, you have no respect. Can't hold your head up high when you walk out the building. It's so ridiculous. The plan is they're going to do her like they did Vicky Gunvalson. She's going to come on this season as a friend to the show. Lisa Rinna's time is going to lessen. They're probably going to give her the shitty contract at the end. And voila, that's the end of Lisa Rinna. Lisa, and so the rumors are that the cast is upset because they're like this. The group of five, it's Kyle, it's Erica, it was Lisa. I'm missing somebody. I can't think of who it is. Maybe my crew will bring it up. But anyway, they're infiltrating the group, the Mean Girl clique. Okay, I can't say I'm gonna be sad, Lisa, if I see you go. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. I gotta be respectful because she's probably in a lot of pain and very hurt right now. And how humiliating. You meet your replacement, Andy Cohen. Come on. Hey, Lisa, here's your replacement. She's good friends with Kyle. She's good friends with Kathy Hilton. Ooh, you're so out of there, Lisa. Oh, so sad. Too bad. All right, let's move on. Next, let's talk about Wendy Williams. Okay, I've known about this story for a long time, too. It's not funny. The story isn't funny. But today they're reporting how the staff, Wendy isn't doing too good anymore. How the staff is leaking information out about Wendy Williams. I feel so guilty. I wonder who they're telling those things to. They've been doing this for years, people, for years. So now they're leaking out that Wendy has essentially relapsed. It's bringing on early stages of dementia. We all heard this before. She forgets who people are sometimes, and she does crazy things like getting naked and remember playing with her vajayjay, and she'll do okay a little bit when her son's but she's relapsing and it can cause some permanent damage. When I bring Diva up, who's a nurse, we're going to talk about how just you could drink and drug yourself to a point of no return. But anyway, someone's upset, and I think I know who it is, that the information is being leaked to the blogs. But I'm going to take a little different stance on this. I understand if you're a family member, you don't want this in the blogs. But also, there's another side of the story that people don't think about. Imagine working for Wendy Williams. Just imagine it. You don't know if you have job security for the longest. Remember, they didn't know what was going on. These things happen, like her playing with herself and fondling people on the set and just acting crazy, fainting. It's scary. You have to talk to it to someone. Find your friendliest blog and talk about it. But you know what I mean? It's stressful. That's what I'm trying to say. It's stressful for them. And a lot of them are good people over there. And no one in this room can say that after a long day of work, you don't go home and confide in somebody what's going on. Because it's stressful. I mean, they make you sign these confidentiality sheets or papers and stuff like that. But still, at the end of the day, it's just very hard to deal with. With that being said, family members can't expect stuff like this to be kept secret. Do you guys remember when DJ Booth was going to sue her? That man was going through a living hell. A living hell. He held on to the secrets as long as he could till you just can't take it anymore. So it's a lot. I feel sorry for Wendy. My heart bleeds for you, Wendy. I don't want you going out like this. They're saying that she's just a changed person. She's just lost her spark, is how they put it. Hold on. I'm trying to put the thing at the top there, the link. They're saying that she's lost her spark and whatnot. Let me read this really quickly. Bonji said, vile, dangerous, and totally unacceptable. Really, Jenny? Bravo has to be held responsible. Andy is pretty quiet. When Nene called him racist, he piped up loudly, for sure. Words matter. Words matter. No excuse for saying nothing about racism. Point blank, period. For Jenny and other people I can't talk about. Words matter. Let's start taking the calls first for my click. Hey, Perry.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
AT in the house.
What's up?
Hi, Diva.
Hey.
What do you guys want to sound off on first?
Look, can I say this first? I would like to say this, like with the Jenny thing, with Jenny, I was with her when I was just upset when Mary called her slanted eyes. It's not right. It's not right. But for you to cry when you don't done, now I've seen the things Mary done, but to go through your post, for you to act like that and then come back and cry, you looking for sympathy and you trying to play somebody. And as far as like all the racism speech and all this stuff that's going on the internet and stuff like that, it needs to stop. Nobody should criticize somebody else's race. We all human, okay? We all, have families. We all breathe the same air. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff. But I would just say this, and I'm going to give this blogger. Her name is
here. What is it?
See her, hear her, hear.
Oh, hear her TV.
TV. She has a petition up on her site to try to petition this unnamed blogger that don't need to be mentioned because that's all he's looking for. He's a bottom feeder. Is a petition to get him removed. I mean, because it don't make sense to use that kind of hate speech and stuff like that. And especially from it seems like if anybody understood what it feel like to be racially profiled, it would be a person who don't have anything like he don't. To be treated the way he treats people, it just don't make sense. But that's all I wanted to say at first, and then I'll get back into the rest of it.
AT2, did you want to talk on John Yates?
Yeah. No black person, at least, I think is shocked that, he used the N-word and, his actions and stuff like that. I think what we're upset about is that he's given a platform and he's able to monetize off of this stuff, acting a fool and just spewing out hate because, saying, wishing death on people and saying women wanted to get, what, and stuff like that. It goes further down there. And so when you have someone so violent, so disgusting, so vile, it really, it hurts you because it's all like, well, wow, basically you can get away with anything because we see people that have done far less and get their channel taken away immediately. And, and I never want to hurt anyone's pockets, but at the end of the day, where's the accountability? And I think that's what we want. We're not hurt by that.
For John Yates and Jenny.
Yes, John Yates and Jenny. Yeah, that leads perfectly into Jenny. Like there's no accountability. Like I tell people, example, I was going to be on a game show, but it didn't end up going through. I didn't come back the next day. But they look at all your social media and they do a deep dive. You even have to give references. So they do a character analysis and stuff like that when they look into these people. I believe that the producers seen this. They did not care and was like, oh, let's get her on the show.
You're right.
Right. They do a deep dive into you. They just don't put anybody on the show. Like, let's be honest. And as well, I realized something too. Mary kept saying, like, you know, why does this girl keep coming after me? Like, it just seemed like she just had some natural hatred for her from the beginning. Because wasn't there like a trip where they were like going skiing or something? And she was like, oh yeah, girl, something like, you know, she did the whole the finger thing and everything like that. And so it just seemed like she had this hatred for Mary. You know, Mary is who she is, and we all know that. But for you to be on a show where it's supposed to be like an ensemble cast and they're all supposed to be friends, it just seemed like your anger came out of nowhere. So that led me into like now what we know. Oh, this makes total sense. You see the history of her ignorance. And I think it's one thing, you know, to have different political views, but you know, we've seen what happened to George Floyd in real time. And for you to you know, share posts and say all this ignorant stuff, it's causing pain to people. And I don't expect Bravo to do nothing about it. Let's be honest.
They should, but they're not. She put a post of George. We've seen how, I don't even want to cry. Diva, I don't want to, I get emotional. What are your thoughts?
It is shocking to me, but as AT2 said, they do vet these people. They even said it in that book. I didn't finish it yet. Diamonds and Rose, you know, the expose or whatever, the whole book about Bravo, is that they go through extensive interviews, okay, before they put these people on the show. You do their background check because you want to allegedly make sure that, you know, this person is going to be able to handle the fact that now they're going to be thrust into fame and thrust into the media. But you want to also make sure that you're not putting somebody crazy up there. This chick, I'm so shocked that she had the nerve to act like, yes, we do know what Mary said was wrong, but you act like she was the lowest of the low. You never heard anything as such, and yet you've done worse. Every post that she put up was gutter low, and it was worse. To say that we saw this man taking drugs before he died and was murdered, like, are you kidding me? You can't be serious. And you know what? I'm glad she was the lowest paid on the show. And matter of fact, they should go back and retract half of her salary that they did give her. And also, she shouldn't, if she didn't get paid yet for the reunion, they should take back that money too. How dare you? You said all of those nasty, disgusting vow posts, okay, against Black people, and then you gonna sit there and tell Mary about this one comment she made about your eyes, which yes, we all agree is dead wrong, but you're worse. You know better than she is. Matter of fact, I think you're worse than she is at this point from everything that we have viewed and seen. And to say, oh, you want to defund the police? Oh, well, you should have taught your kids. Like, yo, she's problematic. She's problematic. If they dare let her come on next season, then Bravo has reached the lowest point that they ever been in their life. And Andy has the nerve to say, you know, someone else said it, that they not loving hip hop. You're right. You're not loving hip hop. You are worse.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Exactly.
Let me read these. Thank you.
And that was a microaggression too, saying we're not loving hip hop, saying we're not that Black show. We know we read between the lines, Andy.
Yeah.
Well, okay. David says the tea is hot today. Thank you, David from Norway. I appreciate it. $50. That's really sweet. Allison says Nene did try to tell us, but people didn't want to hear. Yeah, Andy Cohen has to assume some kind of responsibility. We can't let people have a platform that abuse it and stir up everybody. No one's an idiot. Children don't act like this. So all the races are adults. They know that you're stirring up trouble. We don't have to tell a single adult on this platform or the world that racism is wrong. I don't have to tell them that.
The other problem is somebody said, but Nene tried to tell us. But Nene tried to tell us after she reaped the benefits of being on the platform. So what happens is, so all of these people, what they have to do is, when you see something, say something. Don't be comfortable with the problem while you're reaping the benefits. And then when you no longer reap the benefits, you want to look back and say, oh, they was dead wrong. They was racist. They was this, they was that. No, you got to do change while you're in it. You got to be the sacrificial lamb. You got to say, you know what? I'm going to stop the racism over the money that I'm getting. Somebody has to stand up for what is right. So she reaped all the benefits. She collected all the checks. And then when the checks dried up and when they no longer wanted her, she wanted to say, claim racism. You can't do that. The same thing, not to trigger in, the same thing with the Wendy Williams show. I get it. Y'all seen all of this, right? But y'all been seeing it, and y'all allowed it, and y'all accepted it when Wendy was there. So you know what? There's other productions and shows. Speak up, get fired, but maybe change can happen.
Well, you're saying, whoa. Hold on, I got a lot of super chats rolling in. Diva, you're 100% right. Thank you, Sheila. Just a Splash. Cancel John Yates. Please, everyone sign the petition on Hear Her TV or Twitter. Hashtag cancel John Yates. Help. We heard you. Reality Dime. Is that Freddie? Look at Freddie's picture.
Yeah.
Andy can't responsibly for liking Grinder. So he will take responsibility for this. So let me understand, Diva, because we're about to have a serious conversation about Wendy Williams. You feel that somebody from the staff should have stepped up when she was being, for lack of a better word,
100%. How
is that their responsibility, Diva?
Oh, it is, because how are you going to stop wrong behavior at any job, whether it's Target, Walmart, the Wendy Williams show, Bravo? Somebody has to speak up in real time and be the sacrificial
but
lamb.
people are responsible for their families. They have mouths to feed, and they were really stressed. You expected them to go out, especially through their Kevin years. Don't forget, this has been a long time.
This has been a long time coming. I'm going to tell you why, Sharrell. One time I worked a job where they called mandatory overtime, right? People had to go pick up their kids. Everybody is not just free to do overtime. Some people are. They called mandatory overtime. Everybody was stressed out because they was feeling like, okay, if I don't do it, I'm gonna lose my job. Somebody spoke up and called the state. Somebody anonymously called the state and saved us all. We got back pay, back checks, all because of that one person. Somebody in real time has to stand up.
Well, first of all, let's acknowledge we're having our first on-air fight. Because I know people on that staff, and they were scared. Kevin wasn't playing. When Wendy was going through her thing, if you said anything about it, you were out.
But there was the Steve Harvey show. There were other shows in the city, because Wendy Williams is in the city. Those jobs
are hard to get. They're hard to get. And as a blogger, I have to stand with my fellow snitches.
But no, I get both standpoints, because, you know, those people were scared to speak up, because, I mean, let's be honest, we've all been in a job where we've been afraid to speak up, and we know some BS is happening, and we know the employees are getting mistreated, and you're afraid to, because it's all like, well, hell, the job is paying me some good money, or, you know, I might not have something else lined up, you know, so not everybody is able to speak out. I know it's easy to say speak out, but sometimes you can't. Now, you know, have I been in a situation where I spoke out? Yes. And then, you know, there were some ramifications. You know, they can't exactly punish you for speaking out, but there's ways they can mess with you. And some people might be worried about that backlash. It's the same in Hollywood, too. Like, they can basically shun you. You know, we see people in Hollywood get blacklisted all the time, you know?
Yeah,
that's true.
They call it retaliation, right? And these jobs claim that they have retaliation policies, but you know it don't work. Well, all I'm saying is that someone has to find the courage to speak up, or else change will never happen. And I get it, right? I get it. They all stood there and they dealt with what Wendy did. What's the lady that she always spoke to? On air, she disrespected her. On air,
Suzanne, I think is her name. The lady that claps for her and stuff.
Huh?
You said the lady she talks to on air, the one that claps for her. Yeah, that's Suzanne, I think.
Suzanne. She disrespected Suzanne. She disrespected people all the time, and they knew. I'm sure worse was happening behind the scenes, right? And once DJ Booth left, I get it. He knew his situation firsthand. Somebody has to be the sacrificial lamb and take the hit.
Let me tell you this. I step up. I lose my job. Are you gonna feed my kids?
No, see, and you know, Sharrell, I get that part of it too, right? because you have a mortgage, you have a car note, you thinking how my kids going to eat, you thinking, you know, this unemployment is what, 60% or whatever. It's not going to give me what I'm making. But I'm just saying that in the bigger picture is, if you want change, if y'all all band together, you don't have to necessarily go alone. You talk behind the scenes, yo, are you with me? Well, you come with me. I'm going to go and say something. If a lot of y'all band together, they can't ignore it. Also, once you put something in writing, Sharrell, HR can't ignore it. They got to address it.
I also feel like going to the blogs was a way of standing up, because you are getting the message out to you. Look, we are suffering. Hold on, let me hear. We are backed up.
Well, yeah, but Sharrell, I'm going to say this. Oh, you good?
Go ahead, Gary. No, I said go ahead.
You know what though? Let me piggyback off what Diva's saying. Take Nene for example, right? She realized, now, if her statement is true, that all this treatment was happening towards the Black women. She could have stood up. Yes, she could have lost her job, right? But when you forfeit that right and you continue down that road for years and years, and then when you come out and then now you want to speak about it, people are going to say, why didn't you say something for years, right?
Right.
And it's just like with this channel. Sometimes we'll sit there and discuss, should we have this topic? No, at a certain point, whether we lose followers or not, we get to have serious conversations.
Right.
Like a lot of channels won't talk about the things we talk about because in fear of losing people. In life, you know, you can make money or you can live life the right way and, you know, to the best of your ability, right? So, I mean, I just feel like Nene could have said something. Somebody could have said something to Wendy. I mean, you know, at a certain point, don't be scared and let somebody harm themselves. At what point will you not speak up?
I don't know, Perry. It's a sticky situation.
No, I get it. I get it for a person who can barely pay bills.
People's pain when I was talking to them. Wendy put them through hell.
I get it.
And they had kids and cars and mortgages, and she wasn't gonna help them with that.
No, I get it.
You know what, too, Sharrell, though? See, here's the problem with Nene. She said they were bad, but then when she needed to check again, she said all I was going to do was take a sit down with Andy, and then they could be all as well, and I will come back. You diminishing what really is going on if you literally say 1 minute, 1 minute they was good when you was in it, then when you got kicked out, they were bad, but now all you need is a simple conversation. And
I'm talking about the Wendy Williams. I said the wrong name. Wendy Williams. Some people suffer.
Okay, Sharrell, I'm saying this. If you own a company.
Let me catch up on this really quick. Hold on, Perry. Andy's literally gotten rich off the backs of women while making them look like a fool while doing it. Shaking my head. That's so true. We have to hold Bravo accountable. Yeah, I agree.
True.
Racism. They can't get away with keeping Jennie on the show. I'm disgusted by the comments.
Disgusted.
Do you remember
off Ramona too?
I left off Ramona. Perry, what were you saying? I don't.
Okay, I'm saying this. If you was the owner of a company, you still have some type of responsibility. Yes, it could be your top worker, your breadwinner. But what kind of conscience would you have if you let this person just fall apart in front of your eyes and not
Williams is a grown-ass woman. No one made her turn to substance abuse to deal with her problems. Why do I have to pay the price? Because you and Kevin got a divorce.
Okay, well, I'm just saying, when you see a person fall apart like that, they still representing your channel.
No,
obviously,
that's their business.
Okay.
No, Sharrell. If I have an employee that every time they coming in, they falling down, drunk and can't stand up and passing out, and I'm allowing this, but then I want to tell the rest of the employees, y'all got to follow the rules. You are creating chaos. I got to handle the problem. I owe it to all my other employees too to handle the problem and do something about it.
That's if you have an employee. Wendy Williams was the boss.
Right. But her partners should be held accountable, like the people that are the producers and stuff.
At it unless they want to be held.
Right.
Well,
true.
Yeah. Okay. True. And I get that part. I
You're
get
drunk
that part.
already, aren't you, buddy?
No, let me read the super chats. Look at Ellen DeGeneres, how her staff spoke up. Now this is the last season for Ellen. Thank you. Oh, okay.
Carmen.
We
See, they spoke up. Come on, Carmen.
let's just throw Lake City in the trash really quickly because we got to start taking calls.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Lisa Rinna.
Oh,
I'll start with you, AT2.
so if this news is true, I would love that. I think Lisa Rinna is expired old milk. I think it's time for her to go. You know, I want to believe it, but then I don't, just because I don't think if they barely wanted to pay Kathy, I don't think they can afford Kris Jenner. That's the only thing where I'm all like,
I've been hearing this for a long time. Do you believe it, Diva?
I believe they're going to try it. But I believe that Lisa Rinna is going to act even more of a fool because she's going to be, she's not going to go down easy. They're going to drag her out of there. They will have to literally drag Lisa Rinna off the set and say it's over.
She's going to be disguised as the cameraman and stuff like that. That's how desperate she is to be on TV and stuff.
She needs that check. She needs that check. Yeah. She's going to rip it. Even as a friend, she's going to cut a fool. She don't care who she's going to start with. Even if she has to start with Kris Jenner, she going to do what she has to do to keep that check. So they going to try it, and we're going to watch to see how it goes down. But she's not going down without a fight. She needs that money.
Someone said it went so. Oh, here it is. Bye-bye balloon lip. Really, Martin?
Right.
Eric, do we have to respect Lisa Rinna in some form? Because you can't get rid of all the villains on
Not at all. Not at all.
Mary's
not
gone
at all.
now.
Not at all.
Jones going to be gone. Who are we going to watch? Meredith?
I said no. The question was, do we have to respect her at all? I said not at all.
Why?
You know, look. She's a person just looking out for fame. I'm cleaning up my language this year. I can't say that last part I want to say. Right?
He's a new man.
The whole thing is this, is that sometimes, you know, maybe they're doing her family good by letting her go. She got kids that need her help. Okay.
Oh,
if they never give her all the free time, she gonna always pick fame over the kids.
Yeah.
So you have to just cut the cord and let her go. And while they probably trying it because they're not sure if Kris would stay there. You know what I'm saying? Like just to try it out or whatnot. Yeah. But I wonder if she come, if we can get Nut Job to come by every so often. Kanye.
Also, the rumors that they're going to be canceling their Netflix contracts. So show.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey.
Who do you want to sound off on first?
Hey, Nate.
Well, I want to sound off on Jennie. Oh, I was going to say, I want to sound off on Jennie first. And hello to everybody. And Diva was on fire. I was agreeing with what she was saying with everything. Well, she was on point, but I'm going to say this real quick. So with Jennie, I was going to say, Andy, where are you finding these housewives from? We have Jennie, Siggy, Ramona, Kelly Dodd, Cameron from Dallas. Are you going to a Proud Boy convention to get all these damn housewives? I mean, where are you finding all these housewives? It's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like everybody has these racial issues. Kelly Dodd was crazy, and so was Cameron from Dallas. So, you know, Jennie's right in the same warehouse. Maybe they can be the proud boy housewives of wherever city they come from. Because
let me ask you this, Mel. Do people use race when they start attacking your race as a weapon to really get at you? Isn't it the lowest form? Is it just they know it's wrong, but they got to get their point across, or they want to be heard? Why are we still racist?
I have no idea, but I think that people do use it when they maybe feel insecure about their points. I think that for her, she is an Asian American woman. And I'm surprised that most of the time when people who are in the Black and brown communities or in you know, minority community, why they would go down that road to even think about using race. That just seemed like she doesn't know, she doesn't look in the mirror herself. I mean, the thing is, we had this virus, we can't name the name on YouTube, that many people who look like her were being attacked on the street because people said that she was responsible for the virus. We had many Asian, you know, hate things going on. So it's crazy that she would get up on her social media and spill out more hate.
And another thing, where's the apology, Jennie? This has been 10 hours. Or why don't you take it down?
I came on your show, Sharrell, and I told y'all last week Jennie was full of shit. I told y'all that. I did. I told y'all, and I feel so vindicated because I just knew something was off. I knew this girl had a problem with Mary for no reason. I told her I had to go back and watch the season. I was like, Mary really didn't tell this girl nothing. She went completely off. My thing is, at this point, I'm done with Bravo. I don't know if it's the casting. I'm done with Bravo. I'm done with Housewives, and I'm done with NBC Universal. I don't know who making the final decision on these people, but it's looking like this is the type of people that they're looking for.
Right.
And I'm thinking about. Yes, because they do. AT2 was right. They do extensive background checks. And you cannot pay me enough money to believe that they did not know that this woman had these views before casting her for the show. And I'm thinking about what Nene Leakes said. I don't know if y'all used to watch Married to Medicine. I'm thinking about what Mariah Huck said.
Yes.
And seeing how Mary was edited on the show. I'm talking about the show, seeing how she was edited. I'm just like, I think these people are seeking out these people. So I'm just done with it. But I told y'all Jennie was full of shit. I feel vindicated. I don't know. My thing is this. They in Salt Lake City. So they're in Salt Lake City, which is a predominantly white area. And I do think that what Jennie was posting, most people in her community believe that. And one problem that I feel like we have, and we meaning minorities, I feel like it's gotten to the point where most of us want to feel accepted and want to fit in. So they say stuff like that, whether they believe it or not. And I believe she believes it, but I feel like they say stuff like that and they do stuff like that because they want to feel accepted by these white people. And that's why I think that Mary speaks the way that she is. I think that she's ignorant too, but I think she also wants to feel accepted in her community and try to show that, oh, I'm better than these. I'm better than them. Like, yeah, I'm black too, but I'm the good black. So she said some ignorant shit. And I feel like Jennie is the same way, but I feel like she 100% believe everything that she posted. I'm from New Orleans, and I have friends who are the most conservative Republican people on the planet. But even in the George Floyd situation was like, this is 100% wrong.
Yeah, that's
this is not okay. This is not what we stand for.
A couple of ignorant people to spoil it for the whole entire race. You have that in every race. Some people that's just gonna say something stupid. Lulu's giving us an update. She said that Jennie, I'm thinking she's talking Jennie, took down her Facebook and took it down and deleted her Facebook because her postings were on Instagram. So she took it down and then she deleted her Facebook. That sounds.
At this point, she needs to get on the boat. She needs to get on the boat and go back to Vietnam. At this point, that's how I feel. Yes, I said it.
Oh, no.
I said it. I said it. She needs to go. I think she's from Hanoi. That's the same city that my husband's from. She could go back at this point because what we don't need, or what I feel like we don't need is people who come here and you want to use your race and whatever you told Mary, you want to play victim. I don't appreciate that. And I told her that last week. I said that girl. I really don't think that girl was saying that as to be mean. I do believe in her mind, in Mary's mind, she thought that she was saying that to give her a compliment. But you use that as a weapon. So I don't respect you. I don't appreciate you. And to know how you feel, it's one thing to be a Republican. It's one thing to, whatever, have your personal political beliefs. But I feel like the things that she posted were unacceptable. And her behavior on the show reflects that. She got to go. It
was very anti-black. Like it was.
It was very anti-black. And I believe that she's anti-black because she wants to fit in with this, I guess the culture that's in Salt Lake City. But I mean, to be honest, these people who feel the same way that you do, they still wouldn't give a rusty nickel about you.
Okay, really quickly, because I want to get a lot of people in.
Okay.
Mel, Wendy Williams, sound off really quickly, and then Lisa Rinna, really quickly.
Well, with Wendy Williams, I just hope that maybe she can go to radio or something. Maybe that might be the move for her. But with Lisa Rinna, I agree with Miss Diva was saying that she probably will burn down Beverly Hills before they get her off of that show. She is not going. What did Effie say? And I'm telling you, she is not going nowhere. That woman, she's going to stay there.
Lisa Rinna going to end up cheating on Harry Hamlin.
Lisa Rinna would. I think she would ask even people's grandmother, are you doing cocaine? I mean, she will ask anybody what you can to stay on that show. Absolutely.
And she had to.
Burn it down.
she would burn down the town before they get her off that show. And she would ask even babysitters and grandmothers and people on the street, "Are you doing cocaine?" She would ask anybody the craziest question to stay relevant on Beverly Hills. Absolutely.
And if she had to, she'd go and sleep with the Lion King.
That's what she would do.
All right, let me try to get a lot of people in. Thank you, Mel. Thank you, Nay. I appreciate the call.
Bye.
Thank you guys.
Burn it down, he said.
He ain't lying.
Hey, Sebastian. Hey, Miriam. How are you guys?
Hey, what's up, people? How y'all doing?
Sebastian, you sound off first.
Okay. First of all, I want to say something. I am a Black Republican man. I am a Republican.
Black?
Yes, I'm Black. I'm Black. You've seen
Oh.
me backstage, Sharrell. I'm Black.
I have?
Yes.
Sorry, you sound white, but go ahead. Go ahead. You do? I mean, I'm just saying. Is that rude?
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's not rude. I've been told that many times. I don't feel offended by that.
Okay, good.
I am Black. I am a Republican.
Okay.
What Jennie Wynn has said, especially the post about the Vice President of the United States, I don't support the political views of the Vice President, but I would never stoop that low and insist that she probably slept with people in power to get to where she is today.
Oof.
I would never say that. That's just very disrespectful.
Low, yeah.
That is very low. Second of all, I've asked my Asian friends what is wrong about saying slanted eyes. Some of them said it's not offensive, but if Mary said slit eyes, it would have been way more offensive.
So you agree with Nay? Mary was just making a comment, and she wasn't trying to be racially offensive.
No, she wasn't trying to be racially offensive. As much as I don't like Miriam Cosby and that quote that she's leading and whatever, that wasn't trying to be offensive. And I always thought, I was like, why is Jennie speaking in AAVE? Why is Jennie doing certain of these things? And I remember the first trip, as you just said something about the first trip, she was like, "Don't talk to me like that, Mary," and everything. And I was just like, what is it out? Does she have something from Mary? Is it Lisa who's filling these lies into her head to
right.
Mary, hate Mary. I'm bringing you around these people, hate Mary. The thing is, as I said before, I am a Black Republican man. I am. I don't agree with certain views from the Vice President, but she should never be disrespected in that manner as Jennie Wynn has disrespected her, especially that now Jennie Wynn has a national platform. She has a national platform. For you to be disrespecting the Vice President of the United States, first of all, she should be grateful that she's in a country that she can say whatever she wants and get away with it. Because first of all, back in Vietnam, she would not have that right.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
That's true. Go ahead.
Can I say this, Sharrell? Oh, right.
Yes.
Oh, he good? Look, I would say this. Sebastian is right. Most people get racism mixed with your Republican belief. You could be a Democrat and Republican. It's racist on both sides. It's good people on both sides. You just have a different political belief.
Right.
What Jennie was portraying and those little things, it wasn't a political belief.
Yeah.
She was attacking a race.
Yeah.
Black Lives Matters is not a Democrat or a Republican.
Mm-hmm.
The little things she showed, it wasn't a political belief. She was trying to put a narrative out there.
Right. Exactly.
That's where people feel the racism is coming from. I'm sorry. That's all I want to say.
Miriam, should Jennie be fired?
Well, it depends with whose cap I'm going to be thinking or saying right now. I have always been saying this, and people would think I'm joking. I think that Bravo, they do the background check and they scout those people on purpose.
Yep.
Because this has been happening way too often.
Yep.
And when Bethany said everybody knew about Tom
Erica.
Girardi, that was the first hint there.
Yeah.
So you guys hired Erica in the hopes that this would blow up because the lawsuits were already going. You backtrack more than a decade ago.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to New Jersey. And you have Danielle. First is Danielle, then was
Yeah.
And every franchise, it's always like they have to have a problem that's a plus. So back to Jennie, I'm going to keep here the same energy. my problem with them, with the exposing of the cast members, the cult that Mary is in or she's head of. My problem was, but who are you to talk about that cult? You're in a cult as well. Talk about yours too. So keep the same energy. Don't focus on Mary's church.
Mm.
There's plenty to go about where you guys are.
Ooh, Miriam. And would you
That's
consider
well,
the
So
Mormon
does
religion
what
of
Mary said, is what Mary said right, or it's blatantly wrong? But I'm going to keep the same energy with Jenny, who I think
Mhm.
suffers from something that I call sight dysmorphia. I don't think she sees herself as what she is or who
yeah,
she is.
yeah.
I don't think
Oh, that's
she
deep.
knows that
It's deep. Yeah.
unless it works for her purpose. Like when she
Right.
saw Mary, she saw
Ooh.
exactly what she's repulsed by. And then all of a sudden, she used all the issues of the race that she belongs to for her benefit.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
Miriam. That's good.
Miss Nene Leaks. I'm not going to say I'm mad at Nene. I'm so frustrated. She
Why?
could. She was the queen.
Mhm.
She was the most powerful, beloved voice.
Mhm.
She had a way to make change. If she saw all those things, just like Diva said, after the fact, it lacks importance, it lacks value, it becomes self serving, and it doesn't
Right.
serve. So my point is, people, you who feel oppressed and discriminated, like you have to do it while as hard as it is, when you feel like you have a chance, you have a window that open that you can make that change, you have to, because that chance won't come back again. And this
Mm.
is where I'm so frustrated with Nini.
Come
Everything,
on, Miriam. Let the church say amen.
but
The
why
church
didn't
say amen.
Amen.
No, you did. You hit you everything you said. You hit the nail on the head. I can't believe that you're that deep. I mean, it was what we needed to hear. It's what we
Listen,
needed to
I'm
hear.
gonna tell you something. June Shah, she is wrong in a lot of things. And if this crime that I think it is true, because why would they pick her randomly to accuse her of that? Not because she belongs to a certain faith. If I'm of that faith, I'm gonna co-sign that. No, there is racist everywhere. There's bad people everywhere in all colors, in all creeds. And let's say, for someone to be chauvinist, that doesn't mean they have to be a man. Some women, they're chauvinist towards their fellow women. So, and
Mm.
this is the thing. I think Bravo is really, they do the background check, because with Jenny, they didn't have to go back that much. It was last
But
year.
listen, I can apply for a job at
Unfortunately,
Walmart. They will scrub my social media.
What?
Right.
Yes. Yes,
Mhm.
they will.
they're
Yep.
filming
Yeah.
last year, and these posts are 2020. So
Right.
they did the background check. It's not someone dropped the ball. It's exactly what they want. If you're not problematic, you won't bring us the TV that everybody will be coveting, that Hulu will be doing documentaries of. And that's the formula now. That's the new formula.
Now,
Mhm.
Goodbye.
that's the new formula.
That if a
Mhm.
surrogate carried my
Yeah.
baby, that was the scandal of Malouf in Beverly Hills. Those days are long gone. That's lame now. Everybody gets a surrogate. So they want criminals, it seems like, or
Yeah.
people with the
Problem.
problematic past and present. And one more thing I want to say about Mary. She might be a victim, but now she's an adult and she can get out of it. So the fact that she's a victim when she was younger, that doesn't justify what she might be doing now. And that's
Right.
what I want to make clear. I feel bad for her. I don't understand, if her mother loves her, why did she cut her off? It's the mom that's not talking to her, from what Mary told us. So there's that part that I can't connect. But
Mhm.
even if all they're assuming now or portraying is true, Now she's a grown ass woman with money. Why are you still there? Why are you still doing what you're doing? So,
Miriam, you
listen.
get the
No, yeah, that's true though. That's
MVP
true.
for the day.
Because sometimes when a person's a victim, they may feel like I can't go nowhere. But she knows she can take off on the plane and go somewhere by herself. She knows she can get another man by herself. So why shouldn't she realize she can have freedom by herself? So she is no longer a victim, but she's still victimizing.
Yes.
In my
Amen.
opinion.
All right now. Come on.
Yeah, we got- Listen, I got a long line. Really quickly, yes or no? Are you going to miss Lisa Rinna?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh my God. But she's going nowhere. We're not gonna miss her.
She's going to burn the house down?
She does the unthinkable. She does the work for him. She says outrageous things like accusing people of using substances. She accuses people of like she did with what's her name? Foster, that model. I forgot.
All right. I got to
she's
take
going
more
nowhere.
people.
We're not missing her.
Yeah. All
Unfortunately.
right. Thank you guys for coming in and trying to get people in. Take care, guys. Still Miriam, MVP speech of the day.
Yeah.
You did that. Thank you, guys.
Right. Thank you, Miriam. Thank you, Sebastian.
Okay, let me get some more
She
people
gonna
up
burn
in here.
Beverly Hills down, Sharrell.
Hey, Ty. Hey, Autumn's mom.
Hey, Autumn's mom.
Okay, Ty, sound off really quickly. I'm running out of time here. What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, I know. I said it like 2 weeks ago. I told y'all that Jenny was full of shit, and my intuition knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. She sat there and tried to get all self-righteous with Mary 2 weeks ago, and now look what happened. And now look who's talking being the racist.
Do you think they should fire her?
Oh, she got to go. I want her cut out of the reunion. I don't want to see her no more.
Yeah, she's got to
Do
go.
you think Mary put a curse on her? She was blah, 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 and then put a curse on her.
You know what? I'm starting to believe that when Mary said, when you come for me in my church, you know, God gonna get you. I'm starting to believe it. Because now there's 3 people in a row that something happened to.
And really quickly, before I move on to Autumn, what do you think about Wendy Williams' situation? Do you criticize the staff for leaking stories?
No, I oh Wendy. I don't, because I think it needs to be said though. I think honestly it needs to be said. I mean, if this really happened, if this allegedly happened, then it needs to be said. I mean, if it was a man, or if it was a man that was doing all of this stuff, you know, we'd be out here riding and picketing and wanting to Me Too.
That's true.
James says Junkie pulls the antics at the end of every month for clicks and scrap together rent money. Autumn's mom, sound off on Jenny.
Okay, the first thing I had to say about Jenny is I never liked her from the beginning. There was something off about her spirit that I just never connected to. And she always just seemed like she was full of shit to me. I don't know why, but that's just the impression that I got. And now it all makes sense. So that's just it in a nutshell as far as I can say about Jenny.
No, now everybody wants to claim they knew they didn't like her. Something was off. Nobody said it except for Ty before.
And
they said it.
I was saying it before, but I could never get through on your chat to say it live.
She would have said it. That's important. It count.
Yes, I would have said it. Now, I do want to sound off on something else, and that is why you guys say Nene Leakes didn't come up and say anything prior to, and why it seems as though she's not credible now that she brought it up after the fact. I just want to say this. I have been a right fighter all my life. And what I mean by that is the fact that I always champion for the underdog and I speak up for those that don't have voices, this, that, and third. I literally lost my job because I sounded off on something else I saw that was taking place for somebody else and spoke up against it. Now, that was a choice I personally made. That was something we all used to sit in the break room and be like, oh, can you believe all of this is going on? This and there. Everybody had something to say. But when it was time to speak, no one spoke but me. Now, once I spoke, I got fired. It is what it is. At the end of the day, I have zero complaints because I ended up suing, got a lawsuit, and I'm good. But was it easy? No. It took me 2 years to recuperate and wait for that lawsuit money to come through and everything else. But people may not, in the interim of them going through, speak up, because like you said, you have families to take care of, you have things to take care of, and whether it's right, it's right, whether it's wrong. I'm never, I don't care how much you pay me, gonna say something is right when it's wrong. That you're not gonna get me to do. Sometimes I might just shut the F up and don't say nothing, but other times it gets to the point where you just have to say something. But then what are you willing to lose? That is based on how you were brought up or what you're able to lose. Thank God I had some savings, because like I said, it took years for me I had to go on unemployment, this, that, and the third, everything else. Who was paying my bills? Nobody. So for Nene, she got a husband that was facing cancer and doctor bills and this, that, and the third. So did you expect her to say, hey, Andy, you're a racist, this, that, and the third in the midst of that all? Let's be realistic. You can only say what you can say at the time.
For me, the problem that I have is that she came out and said what she said, and I definitely understand, like we said, some people can't speak out because they're worried about paying their bills and how they're going to feed their family. However, the issue is that recently in interviews, I think like a couple of months ago, she was like, I would love to come back to the show. I want to do a one-on-one interview. And now you're begging to come back to a company that you said is racist. That's the issue.
Okay, let me just say this. She wasn't begging to come back to that company. What she was saying is, I'm open to the dialogue. Let's talk about it. There's some things we need to discuss in order for me to come back. And once we clear that, then maybe we can come back.
I'm not going back to the racist environment.
Why are you lying for her? Why are you lying?
I'm just saying. Listen, I know right from wrong from wrong. But what I will give everybody is the benefit of the doubt. And this might be my downfall, because even my daughter tells me, Mom, you're too easy on people. When people show you who they are, I believe them. But I'm willing to say, okay, we went through this. This is where we're at now. Can we talk and now come to a resolution and move forward? Does that make everything else you did to me in the past negated? No. That means we're here. I voiced what I had to say. Let's talk and now possibly move forward. That's what I thought.
But Autumn, the resolution had already happened. They had let her go. They was moving forward. She turned around and started going backwards.
Ain't no way I'm going back to a job.
Here's the thing too. Did they all of a sudden go through racial sensitivity? Did she hear that they were taking all of these classes? Did she hear that they changed their ways? You just gonna have a sit down for yourself? You willing to have a conversation? Now stop. She was begging on every talk show she went on. She was like, you know, me and Andy, I paid for baby blues, baby shower. I'm willing to have a talk. No, you should have had a talk before you went in the street.
They preach facts.
She wasn't begging like that.
Okay, well, let me just say this. Sometimes, and once again, I admit my faults. And I know sometimes I see the better in people than most people would see. And for me, if we've gone through all of this, and maybe now that we're at this point, let's see where we're at. all she said is, let's have a conversation. We would need to have a conversation to see where we can go forward. Everyone took that and ran. She didn't say, I'm signing on the dotted line tomorrow. She said we would need to talk and see where we're at. So yeah, you felt this way, I felt that way, and we said everything we said.
Autumn. I have to stop. I'm reading the chat.
Because I get it too, Autumn. I mean, I understand what you're saying. Like, but believe it. Your daughter said sometimes believe what people show you. Right? Now, my thing is, Sharrell tell me to believe what people show me. I give people 3 chances. I get burnt 1, 2, 3 times. Instead of believing it the first time, I go back 2 more times just so I feel better. Me and your personality is about the same with that. But I'm starting to learn as I get older. I just got to believe this shit and move on. I can't keep going back. And it was nothing to negotiate at that point. It's no resolution.
I gotta stand up for Autumn right now, right? Okay,
no, I'm standing up for her too. I understand what she's saying.
No, and I respect her opinion, but it was just jokes, everybody.
But AT says he doesn't see it. You still have you changed your thought process in the during this conversation?
No, I still.
I agree with you. She's the head of Nene fan club. Or you the head of Nene fan club. Where do we sign up?
She works for Nene.
Okay, listen, that's what this channel's about, Autumn. Everybody comes and they talk about their beliefs.
Right.
That's what you're doing. And you said what you said what you said.
Yeah, what you said.
I hope people are not as miserable as they are showing themselves to be. I do not want to believe that. I really am holding out hope that people are better. That's it.
In Nene's defense, she wasn't right in the head at that point. In Nene's defense, she was not right in the head. Greg was dying. He was on his way out to glory. She was not right in the head.
Oh, Ty, you trying to get out. Oh, Ty.
Okay, Ty.
Because allegedly she had some partners in between then.
I mean, even if we're going to go with that. Greg, I mean, Nene was on that show. How many years was Nene on the show? Like 11 years or something?
Yeah, y'all got to hurry up.
Okay, Greg didn't have that cancer 11 years, from my opinion. So, and the stuff that she was talking about, so let's not put that tag on it. The things that happened to her and the racism stuff was at the beginning. But as long as that paycheck land, her ass kept showing up. When the paycheck left, she spoke out.
Carrie, on another note, let me just tell you guys this. On a personal note, I personally, back in 2017, had a medical condition that landed me with a colostomy bag for 8 months. That was horrific. I didn't want to be around myself, let alone anybody else. So I understand why her and Greg weren't sleeping together. I understand why it was just a mutual, let me just take care of you kind of thing. All of that complete sense to me why all of that took place. And anybody that thinks that Nene didn't do the best that she can do, and this is from the other side, from the Greg side looking in on it, what she did for him, I would have been grateful, like falling over backwards over if someone would have done for me. And they did. But when they were doing it, I felt so comfortable.
Autumn, I get it.
I gotta move on. Let I gotta come back. Corey, can you sound off really quickly?
And you fix your mic, Ty, before we leave you alone.
What are your thoughts really quickly on Jennie?
Remember, I told you I didn't like it either the first time. You was like, why you don't like the new girl? I was like, I don't like her.
Thank you, Corey.
She has been ghetto dog whistling the whole time she been on TV. When they went on that trip and she told me, don't you be talking to me like that, and blah, 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 blah. And then the other night on the bus, she was like, Jen, you want to start it? I take these earrings off and put my hair back.
Hold on. Wait. Jennie,
breaking news
on Instagram. Let me head on over there.
Okay. Head on over there. Breaking news.
I really gotta go, but this must be dealt with right now.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Let's see.
I don't even want the apology. It's
Let's
fake.
see her backpedal.
I know she don't mean it, but I want to at least look at it.
Let's see her backpedal on P-Pop.
Right. Don't backpedal now. You said what you said. You done.
Hold on,
I mean,
let me
her
put
niece
this
already, I
down.
think it was her niece
Let
on
me put
Instagram
this
already
down.
told
I
her
am
she's a
reading
liar.
this for the first time. Thank you, Sebastian, for the update. She says, I want to acknowledge and apologize for my deleted Facebook post from 2020 that resurfaced today. At that time, I thought I was speaking out against violence, but I have since learned how offensive and hurtful my words were. It's why I deactivated that account more than a year ago and why I continue to try to learn about perspectives different from my own. I regret those posts and I'm sincerely sorry for the pain they caused. Ty, you sound off first on the apology.
It's BS. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want the apology. It's BS because it's not. I can get people that say stuff and when it resurfaced like 10 years ago, but that was like 2 years ago. So that means you mean this today.
Autumn,
2 years ago.
Autumn, your thoughts on the apology?
As far as even what she said to begin with, I'm different. I thought that Mary wasn't wrong for saying what she said for the simple fact that I saw Mary.
But what do you think about
the
apology?
What I'm going to say about the apology is I thought that Mary wasn't wrong with what she said to begin with because she's ignorant to the fact. She reminds me of an Archie Bunker. So when she says,
come on, time constraint. What do you think?
It's BS. It was just something that publicists put together just to put something out there.
Corey, your thoughts?
Jenny tried it.
Diva, your thoughts?
A day late and a dollar short. And if her publicist pulled that together, she should fire him or her. Because that was the worst.
2020, she was ignorant, and in 2022, she's still ignorant.
Yeah.
Perry, you're on mute.
You're
on mute.
Perry.
I'm saying that me personally, I think it's a lie. Like she said, she came to America on a raft. I don't believe it. I mean,
not a raft.
What she said, I just don't believe it. I think people like that try to go with this. Oh, I just finally realized this 2 years later once I had to start paying the consequences.
Right. I'm sorry, young man.
But she realized before this that what Mary said to her was offensive. She realized when Mary gave her that damn gift, it was insensitive to re-gift. So how come she didn't realize this? Come on, people.
All right.
Apologize to Mary.
She only started because she on the show.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I think Mary was still wrong. I think Mary was still wrong.
I gotta go. I'm on a talk show. This has been an hour and a half. Ty, thank you so much for calling in. You got to fix your mic. You were very low today, but I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, my bad. I didn't even know.
Okay. Take care, Ty. Thank you.
Bye, Ty.
Bye-bye. Autumn, first time caller?
Yes, I am. Thank you guys so much. I just kept pressing the button and was like, okay, maybe I'll get through. I'm like, today I have something to say.
We enjoyed the argument. You gotta call back in. I love it. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Take care.
Autumn. I was going to tell Autumn to tell Nene we said hi.
Corey, I'm sorry, but Autumn, she was just she had a lot to say.
I deferred the floor to her. We all have our
favorite,
our opinions, and they're welcome here. And Autumn, you are welcome. Please try to get back through again.
Yeah.
Right. We liked her.
When you drag someone on their first call, it had to be done.
Yeah. Brendan wanted to drag Jenny, but you don't have time, so we'll save it for another day.
It was an hour and a half.
He wrote it down too.
Thank you, Corey, for calling. I appreciate the
no
call.
problem. Love you guys.
Bye, Brendan.
Bye, Brendan.
Bye, Brendan. Diva, you had a lot to say today. What are your final words?
My final words are Jenny, and I don't believe in the cancel culture, but they need to cancel Jenny. I'll bring the committee back. she needs to get canceled, okay? And she better not show up on another season of Salt Lake City. Better not come up. Don't want to see her. In terms of Lisa Rinna, let the fire department be prepared. Because like he said, she's gonna burn down Beverly Hills before they can kick her off of that show. It's gonna be a season then. If she's fighting for her life and her space, it's going to be a season, and I'm here for it.
82, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. So I think they can do without Lisa Rinna because I think there's a new villain. Garcelle alluded to like an Instagram live that her and the Diana girl don't get along. So I think definitely that's going to be the new villain. So they don't need Lisa Rinna. Bye. Also, just prayers to Wendy Williams. Let's hope she get better. And then lastly, #cancel Jennie.
Terry.
Okay, I'd like to say thanks, Autumn, for calling in because we all gonna have different opinions. That's why it's the People's Channel. So thank you. And I just want to address one more thing. That's what this panel is for. I'm glad we can talk about these insensitive topics.
Right. Yeah.
On the channel, it could make a difference. It may not. But as far as trying to clean up social media like YouTube, if you go to See Her TV, sign that petition. Oh,
Hear Her.
I'm sorry. Hear Her TV. And it's a petition over there. So that's all I want to say.
My final words are, Jennie, keep your apology. All right.
Yeah.
We ain't trying to hear it. Bravo. Please don't bring her back. I want to thank everyone for your super chats. You don't have to support the channel, and you do. So I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. I'm sorry if I couldn't get to your call. This chat was live. It was
fire.
Right.
Fire. It was really fire. So on 3, guys, let's say bye. 1, 2, 3. Bye,
Bye,
guys.
everybody.